All right, so you want to be a technical sales representative, huh?
Uh-huh.
In the mining and construction machinery world, no less. Well, you've come to the right place.
That's right. We're going to dig into what it takes to make it in this career. Luckily, we've got some great insights from RoleCatcher, a career development platform.
And that should give us a solid lay of the land.
Definitely.
It's not just about knowing the difference between a bulldozer and a backhoe, right? You're dealing with some seriously heavy-duty machinery and making big-time deals.
Oh, absolutely. This is where your love for heavy machinery meets the art of the deal.
Okay, I like the sound of that. So for those of us who don't speak Caterpillar or Komatsu, what does a technical sales rep in this field actually do on a daily basis?
Think of it less like a traditional salesperson and more like being a consultant. It's all about understanding your client's needs, not just trying to push the biggest and most expensive piece of equipment.
I can see that. Every client and every project's different.
Exactly. A mine in the Andes is going to have completely different needs than a construction site in Dubai. You need to be an expert.
On everything.
Well, on the technical specs, for sure, but also the applications, even the regulations. These things can vary wildly from region to region.
So it's a lot more than just knowing the equipment itself.
Yeah, you got to see the bigger picture.
So it's about really listening to what the client's challenges are and then finding the right solutions for their specific needs.
You've got it. Are they moving tons of earth in extreme temperatures? Do they need machinery that can integrate with the latest automation software? These are the kinds of questions you need to be asking.
And then you take all that information and translate it into a tailored equipment solution.
Right.
That makes a lot of sense. So you're really bridging the gap between the engineering side and the business side, which is why this is such a great deep dive for our listeners.
Absolutely.
If you're someone who loves solving complex problems and using your technical know-how to make those big deals happen, this could be the perfect career path.
And don't forget the satisfaction of seeing your knowledge have a direct impact on a project. You're not just selling a product, you're contributing to building the infrastructure of cities or extracting the resources that power our world.
Talk about a sense of purpose. Now I'm picturing stuffy boardrooms with the occasional hard hat thrown in for good measure.
Uh-huh.
What's the work environment really like?
Get ready for a dynamic setting.
Oh, yeah.
One day, you might be in the office. The next year, you're on a plane to a trade show in Vegas. You could even find yourself relocating to be closer to a major client.
RoleCatcher did mention those travel opportunities. Sounds like you need a bit of an adventurous spirit for this job.
Adaptability is key, that's for sure. One day you're presenting to a room full of engineers, the next you're touring a mine site. And you got to keep up with the latest industry trends. That never stops.
Speaking of staying ahead of the curve, it seems like technology plays a huge role in this industry, and not just in the machinery itself.
You're absolutely right. Technology is revolutionizing the whole game. From how we design and build machines to how we sell them, automation, data analytics, even AI are changing the industry at an incredible pace.
Wow.
You'll be working with clients who are using drones to survey sites and sophisticated software to get the most out of their fleet.
That's wild. So you're not just selling a piece of equipment, you're selling a piece of the future. What does that mean for someone just starting out in this field?
It means you need to be a lifelong learner. Embrace those digital platforms, figure out how to use data to show your clients the value you bring, and always be ready to adapt as new tech comes along.
Okay, so we've established that this is a fast-paced, tech-driven industry where you got to be on your toes, but what about the perks? Let's talk rewards and challenges of being a technical sales representative in this field.
All right, well, let's start with the good stuff.
Let's do it.
The earning potential in this field can be significant.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're not just talking about a base salary here.
Yeah.
You often see some pretty lucrative commission structures that reward you for crushing those sales targets.
So we could be talking serious money here.
Yeah, you could be looking at six figures and beyond, especially as you gain experience and build up a solid client base.
Now, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, but money isn't everything. What about the other perks, the non-financial ones?
Well, you're at the forefront of an industry that's literally reshaping the world. You're working with cutting-edge technology, traveling to some pretty incredible places, and you're interacting with a diverse group of people.
So you get to be a bit of a globetrotter.
It's definitely a possibility. And you're rubbing shoulders with everyone from engineers to project managers to CEOs.
I like it. RoleCatcher mentioned something about career advancement opportunities as well.
Absolutely. This isn't a dead-end job. You can climb that ladder. You start out entry level, work your way up to senior sales, maybe manage some key accounts. Could even end up leading a whole team.
So there's room for growth, different avenues you can take your career. Some people even transition into related fields, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Marketing, product development. Some even start their own consulting firms. So yeah, lots of possibilities.
I like those options. Okay, but let's be real for a second. Every job has its downsides, right? What are some of the challenges that come with the territory?
Well, a high-pressure sales environment, something to consider for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've got targets to meet deadlines breathing down your neck, and you've always got competition snapping at your heels trying to steal those big contracts.
So you got to have thick skin.
Thick skin is a must. You got to be resilient. You need to be able to handle rejection, not take it personally, bounce back from those setbacks and just keep pushing forward even when it gets tough.
Sounds like a job for someone who thrives under pressure. What about those long hours and travel demands we touched on earlier? That's got to take a toll.
Well, yeah, that's the trade-off, right? Travel can be exciting, but it also means time away from family and friends.
Hmm.
Missing birthdays, the whole work-life balance thing can be tricky.
Yeah, definitely something to factor in. And what about the need to constantly be learning new technologies, regulations, the whole nine yards? That's got to be overwhelming at times.
It's the name of the game. You snooze, you lose. The industry is constantly changing, so you got to keep learning or you'll get left behind. New equipment, new regulations, it's nonstop.
It's a career for lifelong learners.
100%.
Yeah.
But for the right person, it's amazing. I mean, it can be incredibly rewarding, both personally and professionally.
So what you're saying is it's not for the faint of heart, but for those who crave that fast-paced dynamic environment where they can really make their mark, it can be pretty incredible.
Nailed it.
Okay, so someone's listening to this and they're hooked. What skills do they need to start honing to land one of these coveted positions?
Wait, you're going to need a mix of hard skills and soft skills. Let's start with the technical side.
Okay, hit me.
You got to be able to speak the language of engineers, understand things like hydraulic systems, engine specifications, load capacities, safety regulations.
So it helps to be a bit of a gearhead.
It definitely doesn't hurt. But it's more than just understanding how the machines work. You need to understand how they're applied in the real world. What's it like to operate a massive hauler in a remote mine? What are the environmental concerns of a construction project in a busy city? Those are the kinds of things you need to be thinking about.
So connecting those technical specs to the reality of the job.
Exactly. And that's where the soft skills come in.
Communication, problem solving, that sort of thing.
All essential. But don't underestimate the power of active listening. This is huge in sales, especially when you're dealing with technical products. You really need to hear your clients' needs, even the ones they don't say out loud, and come up with a solution that blows them away.
So it's like being a detective almost.
I like that. And once you've gathered all your clues, you got to be able to present your solution in a way that's clear, concise, and convincing.
Because at the end of the day, you got to close that deal. What about negotiation skills? RoleCatcher mentioned those two. Seem pretty important in this field.
Oh, they're crucial. Negotiating is a real art. It's about understanding your client's budget, but also knowing your worth and making sure you're advocating for the value you bring. It's about finding that sweet spot where everyone wins.
Diplomacy and strategy all rolled into one.
You got it. And we can't forget about building relationships. That's everything in this business.
Because people buy from people they trust.
Exactly. Your reputation is gold. Clients are much more likely to work with someone they trust, someone they know has their best interests at heart.
And building that trust takes time.
It does. It's about being consistent, showing genuine interest in your client's success, and nurturing those relationships beyond just one transaction.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked about the skills you need, the passion it takes, and the importance of building those strong relationships. Let's shift gears a bit and talk career progression. What does that journey look like? From newbie to seasoned pro?
RoleCatcher has a pretty interesting framework for understanding those career stages. Each one comes with its own set of responsibilities and opportunities for growth. We should dive into that.
Let's do it. I'm ready to climb that ladder.
Yeah.
So we've talked about the skills, the mindset, the rewards, even the potential downsides. But I feel like there's got to be something more to really making it in this field.
Yeah, right on the money there. We've covered the hard skills and the soft skills, but the real difference maker often comes down to those less tangible qualities.
Like what?
Resilience, adaptability, a genuine passion for this industry.
Okay, let's unpack those a bit. What does resilience look like in the world of selling these massive machines?
All right, so picture this. You've spent weeks, months, even nurturing a lead. You've crafted what you think is the perfect proposal for a fleet of autonomous haulers. Everything's looking good, then bam,
What happened?
the client's budget gets slashed.
Hmm.
Or a competitor swoops in with a lower bid.
Ouch. That's gotta hurt.
It's part of the game. And resilience is about having the guts to pick yourself up, learn from it, and come back stronger. You can't take those setbacks personally. You got to use them as fuel to refine your approach.
So it's that classic dust yourself off and try again mentality.
Exactly. And that ties into adaptability, too. The mining and construction industry, it's like a giant machine itself constantly changing. New regulations, commodity prices fluctuate, technologies evolve at a crazy pace. You got to roll with the punches.
Sounds like you need to be comfortable with a certain level of chaos.
100%. Got to be able to adapt, embrace new tech, change your strategies on a dime. The sales reps who cling to the old ways, they're the ones who get left behind.
So having that growth mindset, always learning, always evolving, that's key.
It's non-negotiable. And all of that, the resilience, the adaptability, it's so much easier when you're genuinely passionate about the industry.
Because let's face it, long hours travel demands fierce competition. It's a lot to handle. But when you're excited about what you do, when you really believe in the product, it makes a difference.
Huge difference. Yeah. Think about it. You're working with some of the most incredible machines ever built. You're contributing to massive projects that power the world. And you're surrounded by people who share your passion for innovation and engineering.
That's pretty cool when you put it like that.
It's not just about making a sale, it's about being part of something bigger.
I like that.
And that energy, it's contagious. It's what fuels your success in the long run.
So find your tribe, as they say. And speaking of finding your people and finding success, we've got to give a shout out to RoleCatcher.
Definitely.
They've got your back whether you're just starting out or you're already a seasoned pro. Their AI-powered tools and those industry insights they provide can be a game changer.
100%. From crafting the perfect resume to understanding the latest industry trends, RoleCatcher can help you stand out and land that dream job.
They're a great resource. So there you have it. We've gone deep into the world of becoming a technical sales representative in the mining and construction machinery industry. It's a career that demands a lot, no doubt, but the rewards are there for those willing to put in the work.
If you're passionate about technology and innovation, if you thrive in a fast-paced environment and you're driven to succeed, this can be the perfect fit for you.
And if you're ready to take that next step, head over to RoleCatcher and check out what they have to offer. They've got a ton of resources to help you on your journey. And that wraps up another deep dive. We hope you found it insightful and maybe even a little bit inspiring. Catch you on the next one.